number one went the way of Envy in a very, very one-sided fashion. Now we're going to be heading into trade, the map pick of Mouse, where things will be heating up. Because, of course, the winner gets their chance to compete at IEM Oakland 2017. I'm Harry. With me is Tom, my hairless friend. How are you doing?
A lot worse now. No, I'm
Okay, there we go.
I didn't know before, like, until you said it, I thought that I had a full head of hair. And I
didn't just, like,
that
put
too.
my hand to
just like,
show off.
just like, oh, you don't have hair.
How long has it been since you last had to run your fingers through your hair?
Too long.
But yeah, no, all that out of the way, you know, of course.
All of that out of the way, what, the hair?
Team, yeah, I mean, the hair section. A team that is in a bit of a hairy situation right now is Mousesports. They're 0-1 down in this series, with Envy picking up a convincing win on Inferno, 16-7 in their favor, with a CT side that looked incredibly dominant from beginning to end. Now, moving on to trade. Do you think that Mouse should just be able to kind of slaughter them here, or do you think maybe it's going to be more equal than perhaps we initially thought?
I think this map should be closer, and I'm basing that just off the fact that even in that game, there was not one player on Envy's side who was playing badly. There was not one. Every single player ended positively. It's not something you see too often. Everybody was having their plays. Scream seemed like he was on point, which is always an important thing if this team is going to be hitting those sort of top levels that they can. Sixer was doing very well with the AWP and the AK when he had it over on that T side as well. And if that's the case, all of that comes together. If they can continue like that on train, that's where I think, okay, I go from the Mousesports camp to thinking Envy could actually take this series now.
So, you know, we've had riddles with Bizzle. Now can we get bold prediction, which is, you know, what team do you think is going to win this series?
Originally, I was going to say Mouse, but I'm going to switch and probably regret it. I never switch.
Okay.
So that just shows how well I actually think Envy are playing in that matchup. They beat North. I didn't get to watch that game, unfortunately, because we were doing the other one.
Yeah, no,
but
you don't have to explain yourself to me. It's fine.
I don't know. I feel like it's getting to the point where you might have forgotten, and it's more just you
like
boasting your hair instead. But
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, of course. I think going into this one, they've looked very good, and even if they don't manage this, they've got their final map of Cobblestone, which, again, it should be one that they already played today. They look great on it then. And if they can go on and play like that versus Mousesports, I think it's theirs. It's
very high stakes heading into train. You know, for Mouse, this is one that they physically have to win. And the map, you know, they are very good on. But I have to agree with you. I mean, there was no one really playing bad from everyone. Whereas you kind of looked over at Mouse and it was like you never really saw the players would expect to see step up, even on an individual basis. You know, like maps only play into it so much. Of course, you know, you still expect players to show signs of life, even if kind of the overarching like strategy isn't there, right? And I didn't really feel like we necessarily saw that, or at least not the Mouse that we had seen prior. No. I'm not sure if that's something you could agree with, but like...
I think Rops had his moments. I think, and Chris J had a round where I was sort of like, okay, there you go, the AWP. And then, but Oscar wasn't on the map, which for this team can be do or die a lot of the time. Like, especially on a map like Inferno, where the CT side, you need an AWPer to just be controlling portions of the map. I don't think he won the pick in middle once. And he didn't get... I don't even know if he got a kill with the AWP. Like, that's genuinely how bad that got. That I can't think of him getting a kill with the AWP.
Yeah, no, I mean, none spring to mind. Whereas you kind of think about Chris J, and then you immediately hit that 4K. You know, and that was one round. And I think he got more memorable frags than Oscar got.
Yeah,
the whole game. So, yeah, no, it is concerning. But... at least we kind of saw this when they started off versus LDLC on Nuke. That was, of course, a 16-5 victory for LDLC there. Maybe with maps do affect the individual players quite a fair bit.
For sure. Like, Train is definitely going to be much more of a map for Oscar. This time, it's all right. We're into the pistol. We're not missing anything. It is going to be that straight push towards at least upper B, but I think it's going to be cut back already. The smoke goes down, the Molotov onto Stopper a little bit late, and actually Chris J can still hang around that area. The bomb is looking to push forward as the pistols will try and get close, but Oscar now gets his first kill of the game. Sixer able to trade, but Oscar looking like he's going ham at the moment, just lurking around that smoke, trying to find Scream, trying to finish off one of the two remaining players. However, Scream will be able to find one. And Happy is now sneaking around the smoke as well. And just holding in this corner could be absolutely perfect. They're going to try and push past, but Sticko, with a lovely shot, will start things off. Mouse will take the pistol. The bomb plant for Envy will give them something a little bit extra to play with. Maybe a pistol or two into the next round, as they will likely save. But at least Mousesports have got off to a stronger start than what we saw. Although I think they did win the pistol on Inferno as well. A long time ago.
Buys able to come in now from Mouse. Envy. Gonna be force buying into this as we would expect. They have the flash on XMS. Gonna try and play quickly here as 4 players descend upon Ivy. Happy's alone over towards main. They're gonna start to make their way in through Ivy. Sticko in a bit of a sticky situation, has to go ahead and fall back. Sunny up on top of the train, tries to shine on through. Lots of players moving in, lines them up, knocks them down, and now Happy in the back line does take one, but that should be it for him. He has the D, he's been fairly terrifying with it today, but he's been spotted. Sticko keeps offering up there, but doesn't quite connect anything. Happy's going to start his retreat. And now with full control of the bomb.
Look at it. It couldn't be any worse, could it? It's like bang in the middle of the site. It's going to be impossible for him to get it back, but he could at least make things a little bit more costly. You see the CT side going very heavy on the rifles and just sitting quite far back, not giving too much out. Chris J will be tagged, but it's a very quick kill onto Happy. So, Envy, again, they're just going to be left with a couple of pistols going into this next one. Not going to be able to buy, but they will have a little bit of extra cash, or a little bit more than we would have expected going into that next round.
Looks like Envy going to be playing over towards B. Want to try and get this bomb down if they can. Sunny's going to be quick in the back line. Oscar's pushed up aggressive, alone with the scout. This could be their way in. They hear Sunny, though. And in he comes with the MP9. Lots of players there. And he manages to take one. So now we're into a 4-on-4. Happy's got himself an MP9 to try and work with. Oscar and Rops hold back the coming tide of EnVyUs. Find the opening too. Chris J with the last, and then Rops going to get rid of Happy. Mousesports going to go 3-0 up as they win the pistol, and then the 2 anti-ecos as well.
Yeah, now we get to see all that sort of extra money that was saved up, put into the buy. So it is going to be the T's with a very good buy indeed. They've got themselves that AWP early onto Sixer. We are going to have themselves all of the AKs and utility as well. And that may not be expected because we did actually see a force playing. Quick aggression over towards Pop from the CT side. Going to have the sort of duo of Oscar and Sunny in that position, although Oscar actually with a scout, so quite an interesting spot for him to be playing very early in the round. They're going to have the Catalyst man of Rops over towards B, and that's where the majority of the T's are currently gathering up. I say majority because they still have, of course, one man, Mr. Happy, waiting over towards A.
Happy's throwing out one smoke now, going to look to rejoin the rest of the team as they come barreling into B. XMS already going to take a shot from the scout. The bomb actually gets thrown across out into the open. Mouse did have eyes on it for a second. Rops peeks on up, going to be able to find the first 2 RPK. Man advantage up here for Mouse. In the retake, still Happy lurking behind. Chris J just rotating in now. As Oscar going to be able to do damage with the scout. It's XMS up close who could make all the difference here. XMS spotted on over. Has to fall back. Gets tagged low in the process, and Sticko's incredibly quick. Going to drop out Scream as Happy. Left 1v5 was not meant to be. EnVyUs going to come on in, and Mousesports pick themselves up a 4th round.
And that is a very good start indeed from the CT side. Every single player stays alive. They've got the AWP picked up onto Oscar, so that's barely any money lost there as he will not have to buy one. And with the bomb plant, the T's could go for something here. I'm somewhat hoping that they just go for a few pistols and maybe try to get themselves an extra bomb plant. Just pay for what they're going to be doing and then try and do some damage. And that's pretty much what they're going to do. Sixer will save a little bit of extra cash by not going for Kevlar, but we'll still have a pistol in play. The CT side just looking to continue their domination of what we've seen so far.
Once again, Envy going to try their hand over towards the B-bomb site. 4 players here. Ready to head on in, and only Rops lies in wait for them and getting flashbacks here to Mykonos with the exact same execute from VP, and Rops being the only man in the site. He stepped up massively then. And this time he's got Oscar to rotate in to help him. Rops this time only takes one. That it's Sunny and Oscar, the rotations that have helped out massively. The bomb plants come on in, and Happy gonna burn in. The Molotov gets tagged very low, and Sticko from beyond the grave. Maybe not from beyond the grave, maybe a bit premature there with that. Still got plenty of life in him. Sticko from the other side of the map able to pick that up with the Molotov. Defuse comes on in, and Mousesports will take it 5-0. So currently have a very dominant CT side. By able to come in from Envy in this round, though, plenty of cash thanks to that bomb plant, thanks to the loss bonus as well. But on the flip side of things, when you look up at Mousesports, Tom, look at how much money they've got.
Yeah, somewhat ridiculous. 2 players on their team still yet to die, and, well, Envy really need to start whittling away at that economy, because it is getting to a silly stature where they'll pretty much be able to buy whatever they want. Could even bring in some auto snipers if they really wanted to. Once again, upper B control going to be taken, looking towards Pop. There's an aggressive push as well from Rops on that upper spot, so he'll be able to find out a lot of information very early on, maybe even take the first pick. There's a little bit of a crossfire with Oscar as well on that AWP, although he's just going to opt to smoke it and fall back, and so will his counterpart in Rops. And actually, he's going to go rotating all the way back. Just take the pick with the AWP instead. T-side getting ready to make their move in towards the B site. But it seems like the information may have been gathered as the quick rotation is going to be available for the CT side.
Rops is still hidden here. He's able to peek on out, takes the bomb down, and now up close, Happy and Sixer. They're able to do damage, turn this one back on its head, and Sticko try and equalize here for Mouse. Does manage to take one. XMS and Happy in the meantime go blow for blow. And now we're into a 2-on-2 in the afterplant. The bomb ticking away here. Mouse, plenty of utility left. 2 flashes and an Incendiary to try and lock Envy out of the site. The Incendiary going to go out. Misses his mark. Six is allowed to overstay as well. Coming XMS, worked his way into the back line. Now he pounces out, takes the first. Sunny left in a 1v2, does manage to turn it into the 1v1, and Sixer just has to play for time, but he goes for the frag anyway. 2 for him as Envy do manage to secure themselves their first rifle round.
The problem being, though, is there is only 6 left, and it means that in terms of a reset chance, it is pretty high. We know how much money is left already on Mousesports. It was 5 rounds in a row, and a lot of them were very clean. So it means we can see straight up AWP in for Oscar, lots of utility for Mousesports. It's going to take a couple for Envy if they are going to be able to break that huge bank.
That was the 1G just down in front of Happy. There's another one. Happy's going to be holding down the angle, finds the first. Chris J does manage to trade. Oscar's holding Ivy and about to come his way. 2 players from Envy. Oscar going to get collateraled, but instead XMS does just take the bullet for Scream. And advantage up for Mouse. Bomb dropped as well over in Ivy. Already caused the rotation in from B. You can see Rops waits in CT to try and help out, but RPK's incredibly quick. Looks slick. Sticko back at the bomb train. Opens up with 2 more. RPK now left in a 1v3. He's been swift. Got to be even slicker though. Takes that second. Continues moving on up. Has to be careful because on the back of the bomb train. Spots him out. They're just going to miss each other. Oscar. That's the man cross. RPK's got no idea and he's none the wiser as Oscar puts one in the back. That will be Mousesports in with their 6th round.
Yeah, he pretty much couldn't have taken any more time to get that final kill. Just wanted to make sure there was no way he's going down. Safe than sorry. And, well, T-side, it's a couple of players are going to invest a bit of money into this round. Scream, Happy, and XMS with Kevlar. RPK buying nada. But they are looking like they're struggling a bit here. Still lots of money over on that CT side. Oscar will start things off. Does take a bit of damage in return, and Sunny does get traded. However, literally just lining them up at the moment, isn't he? Oscar taking shot after shot after shot. Complete difference to what we saw in the previous map. And 7-1 now for Mousesports without any real look-in of a return. And the money spread at the moment on EnVyUs is almost peculiar.
Yeah, Sixer and RPK, they're fine. XMS doesn't have much, so I imagine we're going to see the players with a little bit more buy up. Like Sixer can grab himself an AK here with armor. Or alternatively, maybe an AWP, but I don't see that buy coming on in just yet if the rest of the team don't force behind it. Instead, I reckon we might see the players with more invest down at $2,000 and then take the buy in the next round. But these Frenchmen are unpredictable when it comes to their buys.
Yeah, I'm somewhat hoping they don't go for one here. Like, unpredictable, okay, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Forcing it around where some of your players have 2K, the rest of them have like 5K, I think that would be a little bit odd. And they are going to be able to get the AWP onto Sixer in the next round anyway, plus AKs on every other player. So, yeah, definitely no need to go for anything crazy. But from Mousesports' perspective, oh, happy days. Another round versus just pistols. Not going to be struggling too much. Well, I don't think. And, yeah, looking like they are about to... Well, if nothing changes soon, we could be heading to a third map before you know it.
Rops is taking aggression over here towards B, over the top of the smoke. In come EnVy, like lambs to the slaughter. In the crosshair they go. Rops keeps churning them out, and it's going to be a third for him. As the bomb gets dropped, the rotation starts to pull on through. Sunny, the first man on the scene, screams up close, and he was going to get beheaded by Rops as he gets himself a fourth frag. Sixer, 1v5. Deagle in hand. Don't have too much trust here. There's a little bit of utility to try and play with, but Sunny maybe overextends there. Does throw away a gun that they didn't need to, but Rops, oh, nearly gets the ace. Sixer teasing him.
Want it. Can't have it.
It might be Sticko to steal it, because Sticko always steals aces. I promise. Oh, he tries. He tries, but Sixer says no.
Counter ace. I'm not even sure he knows what he's doing at the moment. Just throwing out nades. Maybe giving his team a little bit more time to talk. Knows where the bomb is. He knows what he wants. I'm not quite sure how he's planning on getting it. Smoke goes down. Well, there's quite a big gap in that. And oh no! That is literally a second away from Rops getting his ace. And Chris J, the ultimate steal.
Well, it's been an utterly off-the-rails performance thus far from Mouse. All that training that they have been doing has clearly paid off.
They're on track at the moment for a good victory.
A lot of this coming down to how they've conducted themselves over here on the B-bomb site. Rops, he's been the one in at the driving seat. Mousesports desperate to punch their ticket through to IEM Oakland. Try and secure map 3 if they can, and with an 8-1 lead, they are looking fantastic here. EnVy, though, they've brought down. RPK's already been tagged to 15 HP in the shine. Instead, it's him on the lurk. We'd expect to see. It looks like he wants to try and take the peek on out over here towards Ivy. Flashes rain on in. Sticko's forced back. They spot the smoke rain around the corner. Know exactly where Sticko is. And EnVy going to start the rotation on off. Going to look to now rejoin RPK and could play for the fast B.
50 seconds left on the clock. Looking like RPK is trying to spot something out. Of course, they still haven't been able to deal with Rops. I feel like that's been a big problem in this train map so far, just getting rid of this man. Currently just hitting towards the back of site now. He has support from Oscar as well. And Molotov's actually missed his mark. It means they can still push out, which is going to make things even more difficult. It has spread a little bit further, but definitely not where the T's wanted that to land. Retake scenario already going to be coming in. Happy attempting to luck, but it's so expected by Mousesports. They know what he's going to be doing, and they leave it into a 3 versus 5. XMS, he does manage to get one back. Trade from Chris J. XMS, again, his position is known. Scream, looking to try and help his teammate, but can't do anything. He's now into the 1 versus 4, stuck on the site. Will be able to pick up one, but the trade is there from Rops. He survives the whole time to put the final nail in the coffin. And there will be 9-1 now in favor of Mouse.
Envy have not shown up to play here on trade. Mousesports coming in with the buy once more. There's enough money here for Envy to try and scrape something together. Can have rifles across the board, but no AWP to counteract Oscar. It's going to be made that much worse as a second gets tossed over now to Chris J. Aggression from Chris J down through Ivy. It's going to be flashed back, but he continues holding the angle. XMS goes walking out, going to catch him off guard. In with a second as XMS. King with the CZ, able to take two. Wants to continue this aggression, throws the AWP back. Going to be picked up now by Happy. The early two-man advantage from EnVyUs. Looks like it might all come down to the B play now. But Rops, he's been a real problem for them. The one hurdle they couldn't quite overcome as they start now to rotate over here towards the B-bomb site. Rops lies in wait.
Well, he doesn't.
As you say, going to rotate up through connector. In towards A he goes with it. The B-bomb site going to be right for the taking here. Envy going to go barreling on in. Completely the wrong read from Mouse. They send Rops off. Going to try and play for the retake here, but if they don't find anything straight away, then we should just see the save come out.
Yeah, Molotov already going to be thrown into the connector, making things very difficult indeed. Of course, knowing that the T side only have pistols, may not want to hand these rifles away, but actually go running straight in already. An AWP dropped for RPK to pick up, and the remaining two players will actually just fall out of the round. Looking to try and hold on to their weapons. The T side don't really have the cash that they can lose too many players here, but they still want to make things very costly. And of course, this is only a pistol round, so they would have had a little bit of extra money ready for the buy in the next round anyway. Obviously making sure that the bomb will be going off. And it's going to be a second round for Envy, of course, once again. The chance for the reset to come in, but can Envy now look to try and make some sort of comeback on this map, or are we just going to see more of the same from Mousesports?
Double AWP set up here, Sixer and Happy. With the AWPs in hand, going to try and take control of Ivy once again. Sticko plays it a bit more passively this time. Not going to be pushing on down like we have seen in the past. Instead, smokes it off, plays it safe. Going to now like to flash his teammates in. Let's go and nade them in towards main. As some aggression comes out here from Ours. Going to go ahead and take it without throwing in any utility. Keep things quiet. Chris J pushed up here in towards main. Gets so much information from this play. In the meantime, though, RPK, he's been allowed to make his way out into the B-bomb site. Completely uncontested thus far. Sneaking on by. Rops isn't ready. Rops has already hit the deck. And now, Trey tries to come through from Sticko. Is immediately dealt with there by Happy. Bomb starting its rotation around, but this is where Chris J's position could be worth its weight in gold. He can single-handedly shut this down. That's the bomb dropped. And now they're sent reeling back. They had control of B. They do manage to deal with Chris J. But Sunny throws yet another spanner in the work. And Sixer, what does he do from here? Only 30 seconds left. RPK falls as well. And now Sixer left 1 versus 2.
They know roughly where he is as well, of course, based on the position of the bomb. Sixer just hoping that somebody pushes into his crosshair, but there isn't really a reason for either of the CT players to do it. Smoke going to be going down. Molotov thrown in behind. Oscar just going to run out towards the site, looking for this final kill, just trying to bait out the time, and even does it in style with the no-scope. Another round on the board for Mousesports. There is enough money, however, for the T's to go for something here. Likely that they'll pull up an AWP onto Sixer once again. But once more, if they lose this next round, it is just going to be a straight up reset. And likely that we could even see a 13-2.
The gravity on this round is monumental here for EnVyUs. A loss here means the force up, or the eco rather, into the next round and then forcing into the last of the half. Envy stacked up outside of A, throw in their utility now to try and cut this site in two. Smoke off the bomb train. Sunny can't see anything, gonna go ahead and divert his attention instead up into the heavens. The Molotov keeps the push back from main as now RPK and Scream start to push out from Hot Dog. Gonna take the aggression. Caught unaware is Sticko. RPK hears Sunny up in the heavens, catches him. Unaware, now Chris J trying desperately to pull back this A-bomb site from the man as it's descended into, but Scream will put one in the skull. That's enough to drop him out. Now it's Oscar and Rops left. 2 versus 2. As Oscar swings out wide with the Deeg in hand, has to make it up the ladder. RPK resides up in heaven, but this man's no angel instead. Six is able to pick that up, no problem. Rops baits out the defuse. Sixer from behind falls off the train, doesn't quite catch the angle, and Rops, no idea, but Rops is incredibly quick. How the hell does he manage that? Gets himself the frag, but does not get the round. Mouse, a valiant effort there. Envy gonna go ahead and get themselves a third. My God, Rops is fast.
A nice little shot, and luckily for him, his teammates have so much extra money. Well, he has so much extra money. He still only died 3 times. We saw this in the series earlier. Wait, he just had an utterly incredible performance on Cash, and he's doing it once again. He's been the lone player on the B side for the majority of the rounds, and to be only dying 3 times when that's the case is insane. Absolutely insane. Doesn't manage to win the round, but he does so much damage, and once again, Envy is still going to be sat here with the possibility of being reset, and once more, well, he gets his 4th death, but it's at least at the hands of a trade and 91 damage done onto Scream.
Bomb plant going to be coming on in, but it could get denied here as Oscar has snuck his way into the back line, knocking on their door. XMS does manage to pick him up. Stops it getting out of hand, is now Happy's rotated in to assist the rest of his team. Happy peeks on into this left now in a 1 versus 2. Sunny holding it from range, goes in with the spray, doesn't quite find the frag though, and Sunny goes ahead and gets rid of him. That will be an 11th round for Mousesports.
T-side left in the money troubles once again for the last round. The last map we were talking about how there was nobody slacking over on Envy side. Now I can't really see anybody performing. It's been a couple of rounds where maybe Screamers had a moment that got them into the game, but definitely not the same sort of performance we saw in Inferno, and clearly the map is the difference for Mousesports. They do have their set few. But those set few seem to be utterly incredible at the moment. 11-3 up, looking to take another in dominant fashion. And, well, all that's up against them in this round is going to be some pistols and a bit of utility.
Going to be the A play. That's the order of the day here for Envy as they go barreling in. Chris J flashes out wide for the peak, able to find that first frag on a Scream. Sticko supports him. Let's go in with the equalizer. Sunny, he's been a real problem up from here. Oh, catches RPK on the ladder. Gonna go in for a little bit more. Sixer does actually manage to find one more. Sticko finishes him off, and Mousesports gonna go ahead and finish this half 12-3 in their favor. A monstrous performance from them on the CT side, and now the pistol does decide the fate of this map. Currently, Mouse 0-1 in this series. They are a map down. But this has been a dominant performance from them and a great return to form. It looks like we're going to be heading to map number 3.
Well, the thing is, I'm wondering, since sort of the game we saw first today, have we actually seen a map with more than 10 rounds on both sides? I don't think we have. Like, all the maps are really dominant, and it's looking the same way right now. It's quite surreal in a way that neither of the teams seemingly having close enough map pools that we can have these close matchups. The first map was utterly dominant, and now Mousesports have just come back and gone, yep, that wasn't our map pick, we're going into R1, we're going to take this, and we're going to Cobble. And that's hopefully where, if Envy don't manage to close back, I'm not saying it's over at all, but let's not ruin the hype on this one, but if they don't manage it, that should be the close map.
Yeah, I mean, it's 12-3 right now. If Envy do manage to pick up the pistol and then the anti-ecos as well, it could go to a 6-12
Same as
score.
we said on the last one.
And suddenly, you know, they're thrust back into this with a possibility of starting to get rounds together on their CT side.
Yeah.
So, you know, let's not forget, I mean, they did get only 3, but it was on the T side. This is a CT-sided map. Admittedly, maybe not that CT-sided.
Yeah, it's not quite old nuke level.
No, that's
CT-sided, but it's possible. I've seen crazier things for sure, but it just doesn't even look like they've got anybody really going at the moment. It's the whole team just seems to be down in the dumps. They're being overwhelmed by not only Rops, but also Oscar with that AWP. Again, it's same as what we saw on the previous map, where I'm trying to find a weak link, and, well, at least they're still feeling confident. Oscar is going to be waiting. Are they going to check? Are they going to check? Sixer is going to check, but he still loses the battle anyway. Can Happy trade at least? Yes, he can. Okay, so a 4 versus 4 to start things off, but now the push is going to be coming in towards that B site. RPK going to be the only man on the site. The smoke going to go down for the connector, which will make it a little bit more difficult for them in terms of rotations. Push going to be coming up from Rops. He's managed to get very close indeed. Already finds a first and a second, continuing from the first half. And now Happy and Scream have a difficult retake.
They're going to hear Scream, but he's able to find the first. Sticko has been eliminated here. The aggression from Mouse is what makes this tricky. Happy has his work cut out for him. No support from Scream, and he'll be found. Leaving Scream now 1v3. Players just everywhere right now for Mouse. No kit as well on the man. He's got to step up massively, and already there's no time here. Has eluded him. Able to go again, chime in with a second frag, but that should be it. As now he looks to try and save. Take the armor at least into the next round. That's a 13th for Mouse, and only 3 right now for Envy. They have to win this anti-eco if they go for it, which they will. And that is going to be a tricky task, to say the least.
Yeah, it made a worst-case scenario just that a little bit worse. Force buy for EnVyUs, they can pull these sort of rounds off. I'm just interested to see how they'll do it on train. It's not looking like one of their stronger maps. Oscar going to be straight in with the scout. He's currently 18-7, the only person better than that. 18-4 for Rops. But again, nobody slacking at the moment for Mousesports. They are looking utterly dominant on this map, and well, we are at least going to have ourselves a pause. Maybe a little bit of time for Envy to talk things over. I'm not really sure how much you can say in these sort of situations, because you know that it's got to be a pretty negative situation. Scream is actually going to buy it straight back up into this round. I think he actually opts to buy head armor, so could have gone for a UMP instead, but decides he'll spend the full 1,000 to make sure he has the head armor.
And we're going to try and take the aggression over here towards B. Their aggression over here towards Pop Dog, going to try and make their way down into the maws of Sticker. They go. And now they know that Pop Dog is off limits to them. He looks down the angle. Won't be able to get past him. Rops in with another. RPK and Happy about to walk out into Oscar. Oscar does manage to find the first, but RPK's there to trade. Only a scout picked up, so he's going to keep pushing forward. Rops now holds the angle, and RPK clutching at straws. Will be guillotined there by Rops, and now it is just XMS left. 1v4. Just going to look to try and save. Might be able to find an exiting player if they do make their way up here. Sticko, if he gets curious. But that will be it. Mousesports in with the 14th round.
Yeah, pistols not really doing enough, and it is looking like more of the same from Mousesports. 14-4, or 14-3, sorry. I just decided to add one more just to make them feel a little bit better. And yeah, CT side now have the decision of getting one solitary buy to fight back all the way from a 12-round deficit, or if they're just going to force it here. And well, by the looks of it, the decision has been made. Every single player just going to be buying back up, although maybe not. Okay. 2 players are keeping their weapons. RPK's gone all in. And so it means they're going to have a bit more of a mixed bag going into the next.
Flash out, XMS finds one, finds two. He's been so good with the CZ, and now he's got himself a Mac 10 to play with. Not quite what he hoped to get out of that.
He's got armor as well. Sixer stole that AK and then doesn't even have armor. But it will be another kill for Happy. Looking like they're making things work, and Happy will actually manage to get himself an AK-47 as well. So maybe there is a very, very small light at the end of the tunnel. Someone's left the singular LED about 4 miles away, and that will be what EnVy are hoping to try and get themselves towards at the moment. But they still got to finish off this round. 2 of their players still don't have any armor. XMS waiting with the CZ. He's going to get his 3rd of the round, so clearly, at least with that pistol, he's doing very well indeed. And it will now just be Chris J, at least trying to make things as costly as possible for the CT side. Of course, a reset going on to what would just be 1 round if they are to lose one eventually would be quite a problem for them. XMS is going to be pushing him from behind. He does have Kevlar as well, and may not need it because he's already got all the information for his team. And a final shot. Big round from XMS, 4 kills from him, 4-14, and EnVyUs start a long fight back.
Gonna have to go 10 consecutively to catch up to Mouse and deny them reaching map point. Buy gonna be coming in for Mouse here. If EnVy manage to win this, then they will be reset. Meaning a 6-14 scoreline is possible. Six are gonna have himself the AWP to try and do some damage with. Early on aggression over here towards Ivy. Sixer has to be ready for it. One man's already crossed over to the right, and now Sticko and Oscar go peeking in. Sixer's able to find the first, make that 2, as Sonny then drops as well. Out towards main. Sixer might be onto a 3rd if Chris J gets curious as to what this peak holds in store. His friends will tell him. Sixer is going to be there. Misses that shot. Could have been a foot in the door for Mouse, but instead it's Rops over here towards B that wants to try and open things up.
Scream actually going to be peeking towards Rob, so we'll be 1 back into the round at least. Stoney has been an absolute tank so far. Now, if he can somehow save them in this round, I'd be very impressed indeed. 45 seconds left on the clock. They do at least have control of the bomb and a bit of utility to play with, but the CT's in a much stronger position. Smoke is going to go to cover off the cross. A little bit more of a chance for at least Chris J to get back in, but for Rops, it's still left quite an opening. He's going to go down, and now Chris is the only one left. He's managed an ace over on Miraz earlier in today. He only needs to get 4 this time. However, it's not happening.
This is the shot for EnVy to go ahead and grab themselves a 6th round here. You'd hope they'd be able to, seeing as Mouse can't invest anything into this. And while the path to the comeback is a long one, but EnVy, they've embarked on their journey, and thus far it's going okay. Chance to pick up a 6th. Mouse just head towards A with their Glocks in their hands, to try and make their way on out. The Molotov does a boatload of damage, and now XMS going to try and mop up some frags, pad those stats. In the meantime, the bomb tried to lurk in a B, but RPK was able to maintain full control of that.
Yeah, good position now for EnVy, at least in terms of money. That's the one thing that they do have on their side, is that the likelihood is if/when they do finally lose a round, they're still going to have the money to actually buy back in. They've got a couple of AKs on their side as well. And that's one thing that even Sticko can't actually get at the moment. He goes for the extra utility, obviously playing that more supportive role for the team. Make sure he gets a couple of flashbangs alongside the Molotov. In terms of this round, the T's going to be waiting towards that upper B spot. RPK is there, has support from Happy as well. Happy actually going to be falling a little bit further back, so may leave the tank to do the majority of the work. But in fact, it looks like they're more setting up for a retake scenario, as it will be the push into the site.
Mousesports come charging in. No damage inflicted here from Happy or RPK. In fact, RPK going to go to bite the dust as Happy goes in for a second, screams on the trade, a 3v3 in the afterplant. And the flank coming in from XMS could be monstrous, but saying that, Oscar, look at this position he's worked himself into. Scream nor Sixer are ready for this. He's gonna get tagged. Oscar doesn't quite manage to make it a reality as XMS comes in from behind, clutches that out in the 1v1, gets the trade, and secures EnVyUs 7th. Now Mouse, they're not exactly known for their ability to close out games in a clear and concise manner. They have to be careful that this one doesn't start to elude them. It's 7-14 right now. The economy once again has taken a bit of a hit here for Mouse. And in all honesty, I'd like to see them not even full buy it. Yeah, just go for the force. You've got 7 rounds to play with before it's all tied up. Take the extra utility into the next round, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. Sunny grabs himself an AK, but everyone else with just pistols, a little bit of utility. To try and inflict damage, the main focus here is that next round.
Yeah, fast push going to be coming out onto the A site. Already a lot of damage done by the CT side. Scream doing the majority of it, and just going to continue. 2 kills for him already. XMS with another, and Chris J now the only one left alive in a 1 versus 5. Not looking like they're going to achieve any damage here. Unless Chris can do something. There we go. There's one onto Happy at least, but the trade is quick. And the second AWP will be retrieved. 6 rounds the difference now as EnVy continue their comeback. But now comes the big buy. Sunny actually going to have to suffer a little bit by going down to a Galil because of what he invested into the last round. A bomb plant would have sufficed, but it isn't going to be coming in. But they do, more importantly, have that AWP back onto Oscar.
Try and peek out. The tower doesn't quite come down just yet as Sixer misses that shot. In the meantime, Happy has fallen over towards Ivy, tries to go in with some aggression and catch Mouse off guard, but that's not the case. Man advantage up here for Mousesports, the best start we've seen them have on this T side in the rifle rounds. Sunny's holding for this aggression. Scream's been spotted. Sticko now rotates in to try and help out. To double down over here towards A main. 3 players ascend upon Ivy. Scream's been eliminated, and now XMS and 6 are the 2 players that remain out on A have to try and battle up against this. 4 players from Mouse about to head their way. PK does manage to dispatch of Rops, at least XMS keeps them at bay over towards Ivy. Ooh. Peeks out into it, makes this interesting now as he's on 2. And in the blink of an eye, Sunny's been tagged away. Does pick up Sixer at least. That's a bit of a consolation frag. They've still got serious work left to do here for Mouse. What was looking good has quickly turned sour. EnVy have RPK and XMS inside of the site. Sticko and Sunny trying to time this peak perfectly. RPK spots the smoke. Gonna get up on top of the bomb train. Peeks over the top of it. Down goes one. Just behind him is Sticko. Gonna go charging into this. And RPK, the tank, roars into action. 3 frags for him. As EnVy now get themselves a 9th round. You've got to be sweating a bit if you're a Mousesports fan or a Mousesports player. Because EnVy are catching up.
XMS over the last few rounds has really sprung into life. Like, the 3 kills that RPK gets are obviously impactful, but 2 of those players were low. The 2 that XMS then gets, he stops them wrapping round from Ivy, and he also turns things back into a 3 versus 3. So massive stuff from him. Now we get the sort of weird buys once again, as we've got Oscar onto an AWP. Rest of the players on pistols. They're looking for him to be the catalyst in this round. If anybody could step up, you're probably going to be looking at this man here. And we'll see whether or not the CT side are going to fall into his trap.
Scream's taking the aggression over here towards A main, waiting by Pop, has support from XMS, falls back to behind E-Box. Oscar has a great idea as to where he is, but ideas won't help him when his brain's splat up against the wall. Sticko goes ahead and retrieves the AWP. They carry it around, throw it between the players in the team. Chris J does have armor to utilize it with. Gonna start to make their way over here towards B. But RPK and Happy lie in wait.
Smoke going to be going down. RPK playing above, but he has to be careful because Rops is going to be pushing out. You have to hope his teammate is watching the angle. Actually misses the shot. However, RPK quickly spins around, finds 3 kills, looking for number 4, and the tank closes the round and makes it look almost easy. really are sweating now. Tactical pause.
Something has gone wrong here for Mouse. 4 rounds between them and EnVy. Let's not forget, it was 14-3 at one point in time. And EnVy have taken the last 7 rounds consecutively to build up a huge bank, break that of Mousesports, and also break their morale. Let's not forget, the winner of this best of 3 will qualify for a spot at IEM Oakland 2017 for their chance to compete for a share of that $300,000 prize pool. There is a lot on the line here in Mousesports. This was their map pick. They went 0-1 down initially when EnVy were able to win out theirs in a very dominant fashion.
Looking like we are going straight back into this one. AWP will be picked up onto Oscar. Sticko, I think, may have actually dropped one in the previous round, and that's why we don't actually see him with any utility, which, as the more supportive player in the team, is a little bit worrying. Looking like they are going to speed things up over towards that B site, doing a bit of damage onto RPK. Once again, more of a standard round, bit more aggression coming out from XMS over towards that Olov position. But for now, it seems like the T side are happy to just wait. A more standard default. They have a player in upper B already. XMS is actually going to go pushing. Has to be careful here because Sunny is going to be waiting around the corner. Should have heard everything that XMS has just done and takes his head clean off. Nice start to the round from Mousesports, and it's XMS as well, someone who has been massively impactful in the last few rounds. Now, will there be a trade? Sixer is going to be waiting. Actually switches away as 2 players are about to make their way towards Ivy. May actually miss the timing here, but doesn't. Oscar peeks into the angle, and we're straight back to a 4 versus 4.
Rotating back for the bomb, going to be Chris J. Sticko and Rops over towards Pop Dog. Now Chris J lining up smokes for the A bomb, so it looks like it is going to be the A split that they look to try and play for, and it's RPK takes aggression up towards B. That's now freed up room for Happy to rotate in. Mousesports going to be walking in to the most stacked of the 2. RPK's hot on their heels as well. Only 20 seconds left. They can't even dodge him. As Sixer now starts to burn in the fire and flames. Peeks on out, runs by, but Sunny able to go ahead and open up with 2. RPK has to step up massively here, and Happy in the smoke. He's going to go for the ninja defuse. Happy, there's no way you get away with it. Happy, what the hell was that? This man is a ninja. He gets the defuse, and EnVy, they're going to get an 11th round. Mousesports, you cannot choke harder than that.
I think that might be the best defuse I've ever seen.
That is the best defuse I've ever seen. Happy has balls of steel.
He was literally diffusing in between the legs of his...
He was touching the man while he was diffusing.
Oh my god.
What is that from Happy?
Oh, he just can't catch a break over on the Mousesports side. They will have themselves another buy, and already Oscar is looking for revenge. He doesn't want it to end like that. Scream is going to go down. Double up setup in play for the CT side. Aggression from Happy over towards that upper B. Six are also in his more standard Ivy position, but already they've lost control of Pop. Going to slow right down the T's. They've got that man advantage once again. They've been able to do that the last couple of rounds. They have a decent amount of map control as well. And not a whole lot of information available for that CT side. XMS up above could be the crucial character here in this comeback. But with 55 seconds left on the clock, here we go. T's, they're going to be making their way into the site. XMS will be able to pick off Oscar. Takes a bit of damage in return. RPK going strong, but he will go down. Back into a 3 versus 3. Bomb is going to be planted. XMS is all ready to fall. Happy may need to pull off some sort of heroics once again, as it is going to be a man advantage for this T side.
Mousesports trying to recover desperately. No heroics this time from Happy. It's Sixer to step up with 2. And now Rops is the last man left alive. 1 versus 2 on his plate. Starts to peek out, but Sixer puts the nail in the coffin. 3 frags as EnVy. They cling on to this 12-14. The comeback is happening, Tom. You said you didn't believe, and EnVy will make you believe.
I don't know how many more of those plays my heart can take, Mousesports fans' hearts can take, or just the Mousesports players can take. This is starting to get a little bit ridiculous. Big round coming out from Sixer. Everybody starting to come to life. Like, Happy maybe at the bottom of the board, but that is still... I'm still sort of just stuck in that round. It's even hard to fathom that Sixer has just pushed in and popped 2 heads with the P250. Looking like we got another pause. Mousesports, if they weren't sweating before, this is hotter than Mykonos right now. They are sweating their balls off, literally, and Happy's in between them, defusing the bomb.
Oh, I just can't get over it. Envy, they're desperate, and Mouse, they'll do anything it takes to throw this game away by the looks of things, as they live up to an old stereotype. Now is not the time. They wanted Choke Sports to become a reality. 12-14, Envy are 1-0 up in the series, just 2 rounds away from pulling this back from a scoreline that was at one point 4-14. They've been able to win 8 rounds consecutively to get themselves here. And Mousesports doing all they can to try and close this map out and carry us through to map number 3.
Nice nade, Oscar. Already going to be tagged down. Are we going to see the boost over the top? I don't think it will play too much of a part if they do. 3 players already rotated over towards the B site, thanks to the aggression from XMS. Now the push is going to be coming in, but Chris J will start things off. Scream looking to turn the tide. Will find 1 and a second. And they've actually been stuck a little bit. He will spot a 3rd. Scream now going ham, as it's going to be a 3 versus 2. Sticko looking to try and do more, and now he's the only one left alive to try and clutch versus 3. Spots out Sixer, in from behind comes XMS, and now the difference is down to just 1. 10 rounds in a row for EnVyUs. 10.
Not
and they
like
need 3
this.
more. They need 3 more.
Mouse, they are so close. They've been so close for 10 rounds straight. And Envy, they've risen from what we presume was the grave, and they're close to rising to the top. They want to be the team to make it through to IEM Oakland. And they are so incredibly close to closing this out now. 1 round before it goes all equal. And Mousesports, they think the answer might lie over here in the B bomb site. There is a man to keep them away. Scream's able to open things up already with Chris J. Hitting the deck over on A. RPK was alone inside of B, but Happy's rotated in, as has Scream. Envy anticipating this play. Happy's starting to rotate off, but as that one smoke comes on in, Scream now is rotated around as well. Happy, RPK, and Scream. They're the 3 to try and keep Mousesports away. The flash holds the push. And on the back of that alone, Mousesports now looking hesitant as to whether or not they even want to go for this. They've lost Oscar. They're going to try and get the refrag, but RPK's fallen back to safety. RPK will be eliminated, but Scream's on the trade. And it's just Sunny left. Scream shuts him down with a 3K. And Envy, they've done the impossible. They've pulled it back, 14-14, all tied up. A game that no one thought Mousesports could throw away. And now we're here. They've got no money in this round. They have to go for the force buy. The pause is called in an act of desperation. Tom, they were so close to taking us to a 3rd map.
I don't even know. This is one of the most incredible comebacks I think I've ever seen. But they can't get complacent. That's the big thing here from EnVyUs.
It was a 12-3 half. Mousesports.
And they won the pistol after that.
Yeah, they then won the pistol. It actually went 14-3. And Envy have since won 11 rounds consecutively to get back to this point. We're all tied up. Mouse have to force buy up here. There should be no way of them taking this round. And that almost guarantees Envy match and series point. The winner, of course, gets a spot at IEM Oakland for their chance to compete up against some of the best teams in the world for a slice of $300,000. The pressure is monumental for Mouse, who were so close. And Envy, they've come to try and steal it and grab that spot for their own. Already 1 up in the series. Right now, it's do or die for Mousesports.
Now Oscar reducing the chance from getting that AWP for what could be their last stand. We are going to have what looks like a build-up over towards the A side of the map. A couple of players waiting patiently, but the CT side, they are not pushing. They're happy to take the fights on the site itself. 1 minute 10 left on the clock. There's still a decent amount of utility for Mousesports to try and get themselves into one of the sites. But it's almost like statues from the CT side. They're just waiting patiently. A little bit of a push coming in from screen to look towards that A main spot. They do have the bomb looking like it's about to go down pop, where there's currently nobody, and now the smokes look to fly in. We've got XMS up above. Just trying to catch out anybody. Already spots Stico. This is all the information they need. Oscar's gone within a second. Scream will find another one. There's only going to be 2 players to try and defend this back. Sixer will finish off one more. The only man left is Stico, and it will be EnVyUs. Map and series point. Did you ever see it coming?
No, I mean, coming in, Mousesports were looking so solid, and now they look more like liquid as they've thrown this one completely away. Envy, they've nearly done it. They're 1 round away from making it through to IEM Oakland, Tom. This is absolutely insane. They were dominant on the first map. It looked fantastic from them, and now we're into Train, the map pick of Mouse. A map that Envy had no business winning come halftime. 3-12 was the scoreline there. It went 4.
Ooh,
14,
it's not done yet.
Pace changer, Oscar. Trying to keep Mousesports in this, trying to secure overtime, and he's already started them off with the perfect opener.
They've gone for a double AWP setup on the T side. They've gone all out into this round. But Scream, he is going to find the trade, bring it back into a 4v4. We've seen them come back from far worse situations. And Mousesports, they're now back to square one, looking to work the picks once again. Push coming in onto the B side. RPK is here to set it up. Can he hold on?
They're going to come pushing in. RPK springs into action, takes himself 2. Chris J and Oscar, the 2 AWPers for Mouse, left to try and clutch this out. The man advantage going the way of Envy. The bomb plant will come in. 2 flashes and a frag grenade between them. The difference in this round is the difference between overtime and losing out for their chance at IEM Oakland, and Chris J does not want that. He's in with the first, but XMS up from above. Chris J never saw it coming, and Oscar's gonna fall. Scream finishes things off. Envy, they're gonna win this out, 16-14. They pulled it back from a 14-2 half. What the actual hell was that? Envy are absolutely insane. They did it. They finish it 2-0. They win out the series. They win the grand finals here at the IEM Oakland qualifiers. And they guarantee their spot at IEM Oakland for their chance to compete for $300,000. Mousesports got absolutely ruined there. That was next level choking from them.
They didn't lose a single buy round. The whole CT half.
I thought you were Mouse. I was like, you're... Wait, yeah, no.
Yeah, from Envy side.
Yeah,
they didn't lose a single buy round.
Mouse. I was like, no.
No, yeah, of course. Well, of course.
Good.
Mouse definitely did, but absolutely ridiculous. Envy are going to take this 2-0.
How do they manage that? Envious. Just congratulations to them. I think that is a spot that is thoroughly deserved, and I hope they go to that LAN, and I hope they impress everyone with their performance.
Even looking at who they knocked out along the way, they had the toughest run. I don't think there's any doubt about that. Yeah. They took down North, they took down Fnatic, and now they've gone and finished off Mousesports right at the end. If anything, if you were picking, the only way they could have made it worse is maybe if they took down Na'Vi, and the way that Na'Vi have been performing, that wouldn't even have been that impressive. So they have had the toughest possible run to get through this qualifier. They've had the toughest comeback maybe ever online, at least. That was utterly ridiculous. And yeah, nobody could have earned that spot better than them.
No, there is just no way. I don't even want to analyze that because I just want to keep the excitement going. How even do you? Envy just played out of their mind. Everyone stepping up in every single round. Happy with that ninja defuse. That was the best ninja defuse I've ever seen. And then it always just culminated into one of the best comebacks I think I've ever seen ever. The energy that EnVyUs possessed was monumental. You could just tell how much they wanted that spot. And yeah, as we say, that means they've got their spot at IEM Oakland. Commiserations to Mousesports. Clearly, it just wasn't meant to be, guys. As the series ends 2-0 in favor of Envy. I've been Harry. With me has been Tom. Do you have any closing thoughts before we round this off?
Just make sure you close out games, please.
Yeah, that's the perfect personal message to Mouse from Tom. So be sure to join ESL and everyone else for all the coverage of IEM Oakland. That's it from us today. Good night.